All right, guys. So right now that we talked about a game, kind of, we're going to talk about games that can at least be considered party games. And the question is, what actually makes a party game, and where do you draw the line? Obvious for me, it has to be anything with more agency than challengers, because that's not even a game. Um, I know, I don't know. So in truth, party games, man, these are. I'm gonna sound like the biggest jerk old man that there is. It's a party game. If you're playing games, this is Boxworthy. We got Boxworthy back here. I'm stealing John's bit. If you're playing games with people who have never been to a board game store, you're probably playing a party game. Because if you're playing with people who've been into a board game store and you're not playing a select very few games as the last game because your brains are already fried, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? You should not be playing them. And even then, like I have some very particular ones that I consider a party game. So here on topic, No Thanks. I consider that a party game. That it has some strategy and stuff, but I consider that a party game because it's simple enough for people who have never been to a board game store. If you've never been to a board game store, it's simple enough for you because you don't actually care about this lifestyle that we live. And you don't have the reps, so to speak, not reputation, but like reps done it over and over and over to where you understand games and that you want to play something more than war. So games like Challengers, again, like I said, I would consider this a great party game, but I can't even consider it a game. So, but yeah, that's my party game for me. You could also say like things like Secret Hitler and these social deduction games. I would consider those party games as well because again, I'm not really doing anything. I'm just trying to convince people of lies for some strange reason. That's just called life for most people. So not for me, but for most people. So I don't know. Party games, I just really don't like them. I'm going to be honest. I really don't like them. I don't know why we're doing them. Like I said, except for the last game of the night and our heads are all fried. That's the only time I should be playing a game as a party game because it does take no mental fortitude to play these type of games.
What a horrible take, Chris.
Yes, that's pretty bad.
I don't like them at all. Andy, what do you think about party games?
Well, first of all, I just got this from Randy.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I believe mine says 7, brother.
Second of all, a party has to involve a party. And No Thanks plays what, 4 or 5? That's not a party.
It plays like 6 or 8.
I don't think so.
I guarantee it plays at least 6.
Maybe.
You want to guarantee? You want to bet? You want to bet?
Sure.
Okay, what do we want to bet? What do we want to bet?
We need to come up with, I don't know. We need to come up with something that we do on the show.
I think you'll have to wear whatever I say you have to wear.
Yeah, we're not doing
What's it
that.
say?
Not
What's
doing
3 to
that.
5
Daniel,
players.
read it.
I can't focus it. It's 3 to 5. 3 to 5.
Yes, you lose. You lose.
Well, that doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Anyway, so it's not a party game, and it's more of a gateway game. And it's a fun game, but it's certainly not a party game. A party game has to make you laugh. It has to make you...
It's party time! P-A-R-T. Why? Because I gotta!
Sorry, just had to get that in there. A party game is defined by the atmosphere in the room. If there's laughter, if there's boisterous outbursts, it's a party game, which is why Challengers is a party game. Because that's exactly what happened. It was a lot of fun, and people were laughing and joking. Happy Salmon's a party game. Secret Hitler definitely is a party game. Party games are those types of things that, in fact, look at this. I pulled this up just because I want you to know this, Chris. The definition of a party. It is a social gathering of invited guests, typically involving eating, drinking, and entertainment. The kind of things you're talking about are not entertaining, and you couldn't even play. You probably don't even eat while doing them. It has
You're
to
right.
be,
I don't want food on my games broken.
Yeah, it has to be this massive experience to be a party game. It can't just be a game that you like. So, yeah, there you go.
I think your take was a little more on point than Chris's, Andy, but I still think you missed it.
Same.
Yeah. Well, especially because I got 7 points, he's only got 6. But also, if you actually go on BGG.com, you will see that there are different editions of the game. And Daniel clearly has the party game version of No Thanks that only plays 3 to 5 people, not the true Rager Rave version that I have that plays 3 to 7. So, suck it.
All right. Well, so you guys were getting there. So I distinguish party games between. Okay, sorry. Let me back up. So you guys were getting there. There are some games out there that are just fun to play. There's strategy games where you want to think about it. There's games that you want to play, just have fun. And then there's party games. Okay. And we got to distinguish between the fun to play games and the party games. Fun to play games are games like Camel Cup. Why? Because it's a game. You're making decisions, but it's also fun and exciting. So
It's
it has
Camel
that
Up.
party atmosphere. Camel Cup, and another one would be Mechs vs Minions. No one would argue that is not that is a party game, but it's a fun game. You're not making a lot of hard choices, but it just makes you laugh. You just play because it's fun to explode things, and you're like, yes. So party games are not just because you're fun and laughing, having a good time. It is. I think the definition of party game has to be that there's an open play where people can come and go as you want. So like a game like Time's Up, anybody can come and go in that game in the middle of it. Some people can participate. They can play for one round and walk away, and they're not going to mess up the game. Codenames, same things. How many times have you played Codenames and you've had a crowd of people gather around, and by the end of it, the crowd has just disappeared? And you don't care.
0 times. I don't have body.
0 times.
Well, you got to play it
I
at
was going to say, I've
Second
never
Friday.
had that happen.
No.
Really?
Well, you need to play it at Second Fridays more because they're always a crowd because people can just
Yeah, 'cause
participate in these trivia games in general. And then obviously party games like what's the one game that we found recently? Who's the Dude? Where you have a giant inflatable dude and you do charades with him, which there's some pictures coming on that we're going to show you here. But those are party games. Those are games that are meant for just, slapping your knees, having fun, eating, drinking soda and eating pretzels and not caring about your decisions. Everything you guys said previously are actual real games. No Thanks, Secret Hitler. Those are games, man. Those are games. Those aren't party games.
Wait a minute. So you don't laugh and have fun playing Secret Hitler?
I do, but if you left Secret Hitler and came or like switched somebody out, you would destroy the game. Party games they can be fun. Secret Hitler's a blast. I laugh more as hard in that game than I do any other game, but it's not a party game. And I would not play that at a party. There was loud music going around or just a bunch of people. And they're like, what are you guys doing? I'm
So
not gonna
wait,
stop and play.
Party games
Secret
can't
Hitler.
involve conversation then?
It can. It has to.
What you
All
said,
right.
you
Because
just
you're not
said,
actually
like, it's
playing
too
a game
loud.
and you're not entertained, so you have to be talking about something.
No.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
Party games
All
are
right.
for people that have not been to a board game store. And once you have, then there's a new level of party games.
And
When
I
my
don't-
brain is burnt out, I'll play No Thanks. You cannot convince me to play Where's the Dude or Trivial Pursuit or any of this other bull crap. I will not do it because it's not fun.
Now, trivia games can be fun. There are
All
some
right, my
really
turn.
good trivia games.
Andy, you talk too much.
No,
Okay,
one
so-
more thing. We just
No.
have to get out of the light here right now. And that is that
What?
Daniel suggested that party games involve blow up dolls. Okay, John, go.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, Daniel, you got closer.
They help.
You got closer than these other two stooges of what a party game is, but even you didn't get it because what you do during the game, whether you're screaming or hooting and hollering, doesn't make it a party game. It's the game itself that makes it a party game or not. And you can scream and hoot and holler during any game. You can scream and hoot and holler during a serious game and have fun with it.
I
The
do that
fun
in
game,
chess
I'd
all the
encourage
time.
that. And so what makes a party game, usually there's teams. Usually you have teams involved. Usually, not always. And also the fun is usually primary over who wins or loses. The fun factor is what a party game is all about. It's not an entry-level strategy game like No Thanks or something like that, or some bidding or auction game. It's a game that's
definitely not that.
usually requires a talent or a performance. It's either knowing strategy, it's either knowing trivia, or it's being able to do charades or something like that. Something that's fun to do that is not serious. And so it makes it a party game. So things that are a party game, Time's Up, as was mentioned before. Yes, that's a party game. You know, it's not a party game. Jeopardy. Jeopardy is not a party game. That's just a trivia game. Like Trivial
about
Pursuit.
parody?
Trivial Pursuit is not a party game. It's number one, it's not fun. Number two, it's literally just basically a test. You know, it's you're really trying to think. It's not, you don't do that to have a party. You're trying to think about answers. What else is a party game? Telestrations is an excellent example of a party game. It's all about having fun, making these pictures, passing them around, and guessing what they are. The whole thing about it is the fun. You don't really care who wins. It's the funny things people come up with about the pictures. What's not a party game? Tape something to your face and try to say something. Those stupid games. Those are not party games either, where it's, oh, in 2 seconds, a pie hits me in the face. Haha, this is a party. That's not a party game either. That was invented by somebody that was drunk that thought people would want to buy it. And there's too many of those games, and those are not party games either. But in between there, the ones that I mentioned, those kind are party games where there's a little bit of camaraderie, fun, excitement, and usually involving teams. But there we go. I think I've successfully finally defined what a party game is.
John,
They're
you
not
said
fun.
at one point that you thought a party game is a skills competition and where you show off your talents. So you're saying like Miss America is a party game.
Is that what I said? Man, you really need to pay attention.
It's as entertaining as Trivial Pursuit, so sure.
Andy, you're missing a good show here, Andy. Come on. Pay
One thing
attention.
I didn't get to and say is that I think a party game has to be able to play at least 7 players.
Okay.
And
all
no
right.
thanks.
That's a random
So
number.
thank you for that, Andy. All right,
That is
guys.
a
So
random
what do you
number.
consider a party game? Does it actually have to be still fun? Because most of these games are not a party game for me then, because they're not any fun. But let us know what you think in the comments.
Thank you for watching this clip from Around the Board. If you'd like to watch the full episode, please click on the link down below. Around the Board is essentially a game show featuring 4 board game enthusiasts that discuss board game topics and news in a competitive format. Whoever wins gets to talk about whatever he wants at the end of the show. So please join us, won't you, Around the Board.